What is going on, guys? Kyle at Fortune Off-Road. In this video, we're throwing some exhaust and a pass-through muffler on the Red Dragon. So what the heck is a Red Dragon? Well, Red Dragon is kind of a joke nickname for this car. In the movie Old School, one of the main characters has a muscle car, and it's just kind of like a joke because it was a piece of junk.
That's really loud.
Yeah, thanks. Took the restrictor plate off, give the Red Dragon a little more juice. But let's keep that on the down low.
This thing is super slow, so I like to joke around that it's like a race car and stuff. I tried to trick my son into thinking it was a race car. I think he finally doesn't believe that anymore. But why are we talking about a 95 Geo Metro on an off-road channel? Well, a couple reasons. First one is because I have that Jeep up there. I've also got a dually and a Samurai. And just a really expensive lifestyle going off-roading and buying all this stuff. So this helps me offset that cost, especially with my commute. So I like to work on pretty much everything I have, and I can't leave anything alone. You can see like the wheels on here. I've already done some stuff to try to get some more miles per gallon out of this. So my next step is to throw some exhaust on there. The real question here is, what is this exhaust gonna do? Is it gonna help us get more MPGs? Does bigger exhaust equal better miles per gallon? I don't know. A lot of people say they know, but even when I went to the muffler shop and I was talking to the guy about this, he's conflicted on it too. He's like, I don't know if you're gonna get more MPG out of it. And that's exactly why I'm doing this, because nobody knows. And I think it has to do with the vehicle itself, and probably the exhaust setup too, but this has a really tiny exhaust on the back here. You can kind of see the tailpipe is small. Haven't measured it out, but I know it's tiny. This little 3-cylinder 1.0 liter, we're gonna bump it up to 2-inch exhaust as early as we can. Basically after the Cat, we'll step it up to that 2-inch, go into a pass-through muffler, and we'll probably just have a pipe going out the back and not the muffler right there. I think there's going to be a better spot further under the car that we can throw the muffler in. So the muffler we're using is a Jones Flow Pack. I'm saying pass through because it's not like a chambered one like a Flowmaster. It's like a cylinder. Here, I'll show you real quick. So it's just like a little tube here, and this is a 2-inch out, 2-inch in, 2-inch out. And my commute to work is about 50-50 highway and back roads, but I pretty much go the same speed and kind of treating it like it's all highway. A lot of coasting, a lot of other fuel saving measures. And I'm just curious if we step it up to that exhaust size, if it's gonna breathe a little bit better and maybe I'll get a few more MPG. Now the cost of this muffler wasn't too much. It's relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of other mufflers. I want to say it was like 50 bucks. If we got like 1 more mile per gallon, it would take a long time to pay off $50, but it's actually going to be more expensive than that because we're going to go to the muffler shop and have them put it on. This thing just passed smog. I want it to pass smog again. So the fuel savings, like when would we actually see those with a car like this and this mod? Probably not ever. A couple reasons why we're doing it is just, for the fun of it. To have exhaust on a little 3-cylinder Geo Metro, I think would be kind of funny. Might be kind of fun. Also, hearing the exhaust itself can be a cue to let up a little bit or keep in mind what RPM range I'm in and maybe try to drive a little bit smarter that way. And then lastly, it might actually improve the fuel economy just having different exhaust. So I'm getting ready to leave for the exhaust shop right now. It would be wrong of me to not get you a nice cold start exhaust note. It's gonna be pretty ridiculous though, I can tell you that right now. So in about 200 miles, we're gonna hit 200,000 miles on this car. I got it for $3,000 a couple of years ago with 130,000 miles on it. And I wasn't really sure how long it was gonna last, but I was excited about the fuel economy because I'm a nerd like that. And when I first got the car, it was getting in the low 40s, and I wasn't taking it too seriously. I was just stoked to have something that's getting 40 miles per gallon. And then as I started to make these little mods and be smarter about how I was driving it, it's gone up. So now I get 47 to 48, somewhere around there. This isn't going to be an exact science because it's hard to replicate my drive to work, or my drive anywhere really, because of all of the different changes with weather, you know, especially wind. Wind will blow a little car like this around like crazy. But sometimes I have a truck I can coast behind or whatever. We'll see. If I start registering in the 50s, we will know that this exhaust upgrade really did something. Realistically, my expectations are pretty low. I'm thinking it's going to sound ridiculous, hopefully not too bad at 3,000 RPMs, and maybe it'll make it a little bit more fun to drive. The car's already fun to drive. It's also scary to drive when you're getting on the highway, and if it's uphill at all, you're going to go real slow. In fact, my license plate says going slow, kind of as a heads up to whoever's behind me, like, yeah, I'm not messing with you. I'm not being a jerk. This car is trying its best. It just doesn't go any faster. Fun fact about this muffler, this Jones Flow Pack, this will be the third car it's going on. So in my fleet, it'll be the third vehicle that has the same exact muffler. Now, why in the world would I do that? Humans are creatures of habit. I'm no different. And I put the Jones Flow Pack on the Samurai, and sounded really good, super throaty. Maybe it was because I was running a header too, not sure, but I couldn't believe how good it sounded. Then I needed a new exhaust for the Jeep, and I got the same muffler, and it sounds freaking great. A little aggressive on the Jeep. I like it, but it's a little loud. I think on this car it's going to be loud too, because this little 3-cylinder with a 5-speed likes to hang out around 3,000 RPMs when I'm on the highway, and I can like hear the wind and pebbles and stuff through the skin of this car because it's all really thin. So is it going to be unbearable? I sure hope not. I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. If you're a nerd like me, I don't know, you can understand why I'm doing it. Just for the I don't know. It's almost like a joke to have exhaust on a Geo Metro, but I'm probably going to end up lowering this car too as another way to make it more fun and see if we can get some fuel savings out of it. It's just like a big experiment. Most of the stuff doesn't cost too much money, and you know, this car has made me like almost a celebrity where I work. Like everybody recognizes this car because there's not a lot of them around, and I swear to God, I talk to somebody about this car every single day. Not a day goes by where somebody doesn't say something about my car. And the vanity plates, you know, that say going slow, I can just see it on people's faces in the rearview mirror ahead of me. When they see that it says going slow, they think that's hilarious. So it's all worth it. All right, let's go waste some money. Right, 6.759. Got 318.7 miles on the trip. Let's do some math. I'm doing 3.5% increase for the tire size is 3.5 taller, so my trip isn't going to read accurately. 318.7 times 0.035. So the car actually traveled 329.9. 329.9 divided by 6.729, something around there. Okay, so on that tank of gas, we got 49.02. That's pretty good. We'll see what this next tank is going to be with the exhaust, if it goes up or down. And you know, I'll do actually 2 tanks worth, and I'm not going to do some strict mileage trip. I'm just going to do like my regular routine, and we'll see if we average something better than that. All right, so there is about 2.5 tanks. The test will be ongoing. Before we did all of this, I was at like 47.5, seemed to be pretty much the standard for this car. So after those 2.5 tanks, our average has gone up. I think it's about 48.5 now, maybe 49. I'll throw some numbers up here on the screen because I don't have the math in front of me, but the car is definitely doing better. I haven't changed anything. I'm doing everything the same. In fact, on the first tank, I had an extra passenger and a bunch of bags in here, which makes a difference in this little car. Is the car more fun to drive? Yes, it is. Am I more aware of the RPMs? Definitely, because this thing has a couple of peaks now. About 1,500 and 2,500, it gets pretty loud. It's kind of resonates underneath the car. Not gonna lie, on the way back from the exhaust shop, I was thinking, oh man, what have I done? This is too loud. I'm gonna have to cut this off when I get home. I was at 2,500 and it just kept getting louder and louder and louder. This thing hangs out around 3,000 RPMs and I'm like, is this even gonna be doable? And then right around 2,900, it just dies out, especially once you let off the throttle and you're just cruising. 3,000 RPMs, it's tolerable. It's actually a lot of fun. So sounds good. It's making me aware of the RPMs. And does bigger exhaust mean more MPGs in this car? It does. So 2-inch exhaust from the cat back, Jones flow pack muffler, and keeping it at 60. I think with maybe 1 or 2 more mods, I can consistently get this thing at 50 miles per gallon without doing anything too crazy. Just maxing out at 60 miles per hour, doing some coasting, maybe a little drafting behind some big trucks, and we're saving those monies. Well, I know the hypermiling crew and the MPG guys have a ton of tips. We're not done with the Metro yet. I've done a couple things that have bumped this up over the years, and they're all like pretty cheap, except this last one. This was the most expensive one, I think. We started at like 44 miles per gallon, and then every one of these mods has done like another 1 MPG or something like that. We're not done yet. The next thing I'm gonna do is probably look into lowering it. It's gonna get lowered about 1.3, 1.5 inches, we'll see. And at that same time, I'm gonna put some new struts on there. So I figured, hey, if I'm gonna put some new struts on there, I'm not just gonna cut the coils like a lot of guys do because the ride sucks and there's no going back. I'm gonna get some coils that are meant to be lowered, and hopefully getting it a little bit lower to the ground is going to increase MPG some more. So we'll be seeing 50 MPG regularly. Well, thanks for checking out this video, guys. If you want to get into some of the off-road stuff, check out the playlists on the channel. I got a bunch of them. Like for my Jeep here, I've got, you know, a whole playlist building this thing up. Got a Samurai in the garage. We don't normally do MPG stuff, but maybe I will do some experiments with the Jeep and MPG it. This last time I drove this thing to work and back, 70-mile round trip, and it did not do good on gas at all. I don't know what was going on. I aired the tires up today. They were at 20 and I took them up to 25. So I think that was probably it. I didn't have them aired up enough, but when this thing gets aired up too much, the tires start to round and it feels like it kind of wanders on the street a little bit. So 25 is usually as high as I go, but if you're curious what this gets, it used to get 18. Back in the day when I first built this thing was getting 18 miles per gallon regularly on the mountain roads and everything, and everyone said I was a liar. I showed them the GPS and everything, and they were like, what the heck? So I think for some reason it's not getting that anymore. Maybe we'll have to look into it. Thanks for checking out the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.